Hello there YouTube, this is Bits back at it again with some more month of Tiny Rogues, where we're playing and making Tiny Rogues content for the duration of January. And today we have a couple of things to go over at the start of the run, because after we started yesterday's run, I realized that there was a patch. What I didn't realize is that a lot of stuff had changed. It was a pretty big patch. I'd say it's definitely the type of patch that you're looking for. Rebalanced a lot of aspects of the game that were maybe considered weak, toned down a lot of aspects which were probably like incredibly strong. Lots of red or strength traits got nerfed. Quite a few of them got buffed. Dexterity kind of got reworked all around, and intelligence got a rework that pretty much I think is like an overall buff, but it's probably more like a rework. And yeah, otherwise, I realized after the video that my entire mastery tree had been reset, but watching the video it was kind of odd because certain things were happening. We started with a revive, we had suppression versus the first 3 bosses, but yet we weren't earning keys, we weren't I don't know what else to say. We weren't, I don't think that we were getting well-rounded. Basically, oh, yeah, and we had a negative enchantment in an armory. There was a bunch of things that seemed like they were working, and a bunch of things that seemed like they weren't working, even though the game was telling me that I had 0 out of 30 points allocated. So I was kind of excited to think that I did a no mastery run, but I now don't think that that's the case after reviewing the footage. Anyways, the overall shape of the tree hasn't really changed much, so our choices haven't really changed much. The only thing is that since they moved Smash and Grab into this section here, because Ebb and Flow got moved to Cinder mods, which we'll take a look at later, we were able to save like a point, which I forget, we were actually able to save 2 points, my apologies. So we put that into floor 1 always contains a shop, and mixed bag here, which is that items that cost gold or souls have a 25% chance to flip what they cost. And I think that that's like pretty good. It might allow us to save some souls. I was also considering doing supply and demand for increasing the price of souls, decreasing the price of souls, which would allow us to potentially buy like more health and stuff like that. But now that health isn't directly tied to tipsiness since the last update, I don't know if that's even good. And lots of items have had their equip load changed, so it's not like, okay, well, we'll just have lower health and then like pump up armor, because diamond armor, like we ran into last time, weighs, I believe, almost twice as much as it originally did, which is quite considerable. Anyways, so that's what's going on there. Going over to Cinder 16 real quick. Ran a run right after the run yesterday. Absolutely smattered that as well. Overall, I think that Cinder 16 is significantly easier now, because it's not actively trying to kill you as soon as possible. The thing that Cinder 16 does now is that it just instills more chaos into your run. Let me just look for anything that has changed since the last time. The soul automatons do not revive on boss phasing. However, they apparently self-repair after 2.5 seconds and not taking damage. They have relatively low health, so I don't think that that's really a factor. So now I think that the correct move is to, if you can, like AoE or like line shot them and get the boss as well. That's obviously preferred. But getting rid of them as soon as possible is probably better for a majority of bosses, especially because you're going to have Conqueror's Will and deal 50% less damage to the boss. But it really doesn't matter if one of them's alive after you face the boss, because they're probably barely alive. Unjust Incentive has been changed to specifically require red hearts, and you cannot bomb the doors anymore, which was part of the reason why bombs, in my opinion, were so good, was because they solved all sorts of item acquisition, healing, pathing in Cinder 16, and then of course you also have the doors that have rubble in front of them that you gotta blast through, like, and then on top of that you can also use them to solve bossing in a pinch, because they do, like, I'm not even going to try and throw out a number, but they deal a moderate amount of damage that's notable in the early game when you might have a bad weapon. Now that they always require red hearts, that sort of does change things, but we also don't have on death's door, which brings you up with exactly 1 HP and no flasks. So you have the health to leverage in the early game, and that's honestly like the biggest deal. That might also change some of my masteries around, because the whole idea is that I have to make sure that I don't get hit during the early game, otherwise the run just ends. Ebb and Flow was changed from the mastery tree to a Cinder 16 modifier, which is kind of weird because I actually thought that it was worth picking. Like, I understand the idea that having less rooms to ramp up for the first floors when you have nothing is harder. And I understand that having more rooms in the later floors where enemies are deadlier is harder. However, I don't see this as a Cinder 16 mod because it's just straight up difference. And the game already gave you more than enough power so that, like, usually after floor 7, you're not getting any power out of your rooms besides maybe stats and gold and bombs and stuff like that. There was really nothing really to pick up because you pretty much had your build at that point. So having the end game last longer doesn't really mean much to me personally. I don't know, but they went ahead and they did that. Defensive measures, they added a whole bunch of defensive enchants, which basically makes enemies tankier, stuff like resistant to certain types of damage, resistant to critical hits, extra health, extra armor, and any enemy that is flagged as enchanted has a 30% chance to be enchanted with an additional defensive modifier. So, it is possible to run into triple enchanted enemies, but that triple enchant is usually just defensive in nature. They added more. They changed the unstoppable trait and then put it into the normal pool of enchantments, and then they added more enchantments to, I believe, both pools. Arch Nemesis, Boss's Mimics, Centurion, Conqueror's Will, Pestilence. I'll talk about this one next. Another thing to note is that Twice Enchanted only has a 75% chance to add double mods to a room, which again makes the game significantly easier because you can have a boss that only has like 1 mod on it, and a boss with 1 mod on it, like, who cares, personally. Pestilence I don't think is a good Cinder modifier either. I don't know what this is supposed to. Is this supposed to make the game harder on melee? Because I don't feel like it makes the game harder on melee. Is it supposed to make the game harder for people who clear screens of AoE? Because then you have the large worms, like, charging you. I think that they don't care. Like, I think that this mod needs some help because it's not. It just makes rooms last longer and doesn't feel good in any way. Like, there's no challenge to it. It just makes the rooms last longer. Anyways, we're going to be done explaining all that. Let's go ahead and start our run. Go ahead and random. Night? Okay. I'm all about Night. Night's pretty strong. His ability to repair block twice a floor is pretty significant, especially because block is, generally speaking, like, easier to gain access to. As far as, like, equip load. Like, block itself is probably rarer than armor, but when you get block, it's usually just like straight up free, or it's, as far as equip load is concerned, like cheaper. Grenadier got reworked. It was nerfed in damage significantly, but it throws 3 grenades, and apparently they improved the pathing of it. I think that I could probably try out Attack of Opportunity here. I feel like Grenadier is still very good. This is level 2 here, and I believe that this one... Also to note, any trigger effects, like Grenadier, a lot of like other traits, like especially in the intelligence area, and some off of weapons, they used to scale 40% per level. That is your entire level. Now they scale 100%. So all of them scale 2.5 times more. They're going to deal 2.5 times more damage than they did previously. Except for Grenadier, of course, because like I said, this one got like cut down significantly, turned into 3 grenades, which basically made it deal the same amount of damage, and now it also deals better scaling. I kind of want to try that out, but I also want to give Attack of Opportunity a try. I just don't know when this was going to go off. Like, I think this is queuing up every room, and as currently a melee, we sometimes can't attack the boss. So then Attack of Opportunity would come up then. It lasts 8 seconds, which is pretty good. It's 20% more attack speed, double for melee weapons. That's kind of a considerable amount. We're going to give Attack of Opportunity a chance. Okay. Revives once per floor, but also curses you on revive up to 1 time per floor. Okay. Where are we at? This is like mountain or something like that? Forest? I'll take the event. It's good to see this early because we have 1 luck on floor 1. We're basically willing to spend all of our money here. Huh. Let's not put that on our persons right now. Yeah, a lot of the heavy armor... Oh, shit. Okay. Oh. That's lucky. I don't know how else to... Beetle armor. Now that's something. I am about that. And then let's use our blast. And then blow it up for a whole ton of dice. That, yeah, that was good. Let's go ahead. This is disenchanting. Increased damage dealt to enchanted enemies. That includes bosses, so I like that more than headhunting in this difficulty. And I mean, we're cooking with gas at this point. I think I am able to go for a rare item. Go ahead, take my life. Physical resistant. I'm wondering if I get Attack of Opportunity just standing here. I don't think that that works. Now, if I could get some sort of on-hit effect on these, that'd be kind of great. Otherwise, I'm quite happy right now. We've basically slot machined for 2 endgame items that are pretty damn good. And a red hoodie. That's tempting. Scarab boots only cost 5 equip load, gives us 1 armor. Wanderer coat, absolutely not. Let's get some boots. We do need some strength though. Like, we are atrociously slow. And our top end damage is going to suffer for it. See, like, what's happening here with these enemies? Like, it just made that room longer than it needed to be. We don't need weapons. Let's get a key. That was close. I actually thought that guy was going to get me. Am I willing to get cursed for a dexterity? Not really. Let's re-roll this. Some gold. I can go for that. A sound cue when attack of opportunity is up would be kind of nice. Another thing to note is that with the changes that they made with things that cost life actually taking life, they said that so long as you have soul hearts, you actually can have 0 HP. You can also kill yourself with those things. It's not going to stop you. Hello? Bit late for you. I don't want to waste a node on a shop. Resin will actually work pretty well for us. Gold pine adds shock? Yes, that's actually exactly what we're looking for. I always go into Dwarven, even though I probably shouldn't. I will sacrifice 1 heart for 1 strength. I'll sacrifice 1 heart for 1 strength. Alright. We're unlikely to use any of this stuff. Suppose I could have sacrificed 1 more heart for 1 more strength. Now that I'm thinking about it. Because of the fact that we had soul hearts. Merveil with just meteor enchant is fine. I'm not concerned in the slightest here. Yeah, I'm a bit unsure how to feel about the Cinder 16 changes, because this is going to sound like, you know, elite gaming, but if anything, Cinder 16 needed to be harder. And this isn't that. It's just not that. Let's just say that. Thunder Grip Gauntlets? Yeah, sure. We'll go Cyberpunk. We are huge under equip load, though. Trying to think about things that we could get rid of that would meaningfully... Like this helmet would do it. I don't think we need that armor right now. Famous last words. Still haven't run into anything to use our souls, so we're going to go ahead and recover here. More souls is kind of tempting, but I also want to level. Your companions grant no stats, but you get +2 maximum companions. I don't have any companions by which to work with that. The other thing that happened is that all auras have had their radius slightly reduced, and their infliction damage that they queue off of has been reduced as well. So they knew that, you know, auras were like pretty ridiculous. So obviously this has no bearing on shock aura, but burn aura and poison aura, the ones that could like pretty much solve bosses for you early, are less so. I don't know if they're still pretty good, but we're pretty much going to keep these cyber sickles till the end of the game, which is unfortunate because our last run that we recorded was cyber sickles, but I mean, I'm also not going to just not take an early purple. Oh, almost missed that one. Another arcade? Come on, man. Abyss Club grants corruption aura and inflicts corruption and debuffs enemies to take dark damage from you and your companions. I don't, like, I'm glad that they made dark damage, like, available. I've never run a dark damage run because it's like, before it was like 2 weapons and maybe an item if you had high curse, but even the run where I was actively trying to gain curse, something was like removing my curse. I don't know what it is, but I would not be against trying this out, but that would be getting rid of the beetles. I'll keep an eye on it. Huh. Alright. Selling a whole bunch of stuff now. We'll even sell that. That's right. Keep that aside. Go to the tavern. Beat a heart. Okay. I think melee crit is exactly what we're looking for. We have the ability to buy 3 of them. We can then fully heal. Or we could use 2 bombs and instead go to the health fountain. Not really a fan of that. Storm in a bottle was reduced to 30 gold instead of 50. That actually makes it useful in the places where you would want to use it. Where you're desperate to get enough damage to clear a boss. I think we're honestly just gonna reroll here. You weren't attuned? Son of a bitch. I want the int, but let's just get more money. I don't think the int is worth a bomb at this point. Now when we're relatively low. Okay, game, I'm gonna give you a chance. Cupid Enchanted. All right, where are we going with this? We're not predisposed towards anything. Good shop. Honestly, take me to law. 3 intelligence, increased mana regen. Both of these seem good. We need to get to the point to where we can upgrade our cyber sickles. Getting them to +4 would be kind of nice. I enjoy dealing 40% more damage. Poison Big Chomper? Kugelblitz? Hold up. Kugelblitz is insane. I'm debating if I want that Kugelblitz. On inflicting the maximum amount of shock to an enemy, the stacks are consumed to trigger a lightning strike that deals tons of damage. Damn. I'm also looking at Resolute Technique. What is my current crit chance? 52. Oh. That's right, because I'm using the Cyber Sick. Okay, we're not doing that. Yeah. Thing is that I don't think that we cause lightning damage normally. So, like, how are we going to inflict these shock stacks? We are currently, like, Lightning Pine infused. Kugelblitz would get us there. Weapon swap onto Kugelblitz, just toss one out. Yeah, let's go with that. Of course, that came at the cost of us actually being able to upgrade our cyber sickles. Oh, wait, we got lightning damage on our Thunder Grip. Okay, yeah, we proc the shit out of that. What was I thinking? Could probably use better boots. was incredibly sloppy. I was not happy with that at all. Just some increased movement speed, increased trigger damage. Increased trigger damage isn't bad. Because we currently have... Well, I guess it's just static blows is our only trigger. I don't think that's worth... Maybe? Defeating a boss without taking damage, you are granted an additional dexterity pickup. I think that now that we're getting into floor 5, that's still possible, but rather unrealistic. I guess we're just going to continue on. Take some boots that we can sell. So how's everybody liking the new update? Okay. So we have Dreamer, which means that this is going to add a ton of top-end damage. We're looking pretty damn good. I don't know if there's any way that we could have possibly made it out of that. Okay. Not sure that that's better, but okay. We'll skip the salad. The blood chest will allow us to get some flash charges. Another blood chest? No. Each point of intelligence additionally increases the effect of debuffs afflicted by you. No, I think we're fine with our mana. Thank you. Definitely don't want any of these. Could use a better accessory. The knight. Just slay me. Making this very annoying. took a lot of damage that I'd prefer not to have taken on that fight. We got out at least? I don't know. Oh, there we go. I think that I can trade this dice pendant for a gold circle ring. Serpent, my apologies. So we're about to spend some souls here. And let's go this way. Spend 5 souls on that, thank you. Other ones are way too rich for my blood. Probably need to fully recover. We're gonna go with some consumables here. What's our Cyber Sickles +1? Might as well up at once, carry this. Are we cursed? Wrong button. Repair our armor. We're not cursed. We can sell on this floor. We can be cursed. Get rid of that. We'll take this. I'll take the pear. Pear's fine. Go ahead, bomb this open. Rubik's Cube, absolutely not. Wait, they changed Rubik's Cube? Hold up. Tuning the cube will solve it and improve your dexterity scaling. Fuck that. Hey, unless it's like +3, get out of here, dude. Such a what? I guess I could have picked it up and sold it. That was a little irresponsible of me. I was so disgusted by the concept. I don't know if we're actually going to be... Yeah, I don't know if we're actually going to be using this. We might as well sell it, which is unfortunate. One of these days, we'll embrace our most menacing aura. Bunch of scrolls. Get out of here. Perfect. Get that. Now we got a level 4 weapon. 2 keys is probably fine for the rest of the game, I feel. Get some bratwurst. Any Midwesterners in the chat? I'll take a charm with no curse. This is not fun. Yeah, that boss with missiles was kind of nasty. Oh well. we just taking the rabbit charm? We can't use accessories unless, of course, we get, what is it? The one that allows us to use them with two-handed melee weapons. Turban, absolutely not. I would like to have the Dreamcatcher pendant. So maybe we carry it and hope we get that perk. Probably not. Give me some consumables. Is the intelligence worth 1 heart? Not sure it is. I got hit by something. Oh, that's a mimic for potions? That could drop like maybe 4 potions. Yeah, it was maybe 4 potions. I took 2 Wrath Potions. That was a bit silly. We could have held those for later. We don't have any opportunity to reroll. I guess we're going for keys here. Okay. You can buy 2 sake. Although I don't think that that's actually necessary because of how much mana we have. We're over crit capped. Okay. Never mind then. We're gonna drink it though. You can't stop me. Looking at everything else around here, I think we're pretty much done. We can give souls to get more inventory space, but I don't think that we need that at this point. I think we're honestly just leaving. Undermask. I don't think that that's worth it. Not over our 3 mana. Plus, if we increase the amount of maximum shock sacks that we have, that means that we gotta work harder to get our lightning strike procs. So, yeah, that's gonna be a nope for me, dog. Ice Dragon with Arcane and Tornado. Oh, good lord. Damn. That was... I feel like obviously that last hit was very sloppy. I don't know what I was supposed to have done during the scream phase, because there was just so much nonsense going on. I thought that I had killed one of the automatons, and then turns out that I left it barely alive, so then it was healing and throwing stuff at us, which was not ideal. Anyways, if you have any feedback whatsoever, be it questions, comments, concerns, misplay alerts, be sure to leave those down in the comments below. Otherwise, I hope that the run was entertaining or at least educational. I guess I'll catch you guys around.